turn 40, or maybe 42, or 47, and somewhere in the middle of a Tuesday, between the emails you answered, the family group chat you muted, and the mirror you walked past without really looking, you felt it. Not sadness. Not exactly. More like emptiness where ambition used to live. You spent your 20s building, proving, hustling. You spent your 30s holding everything together. The career, the relationship, the version of yourself that everyone needed you to be. And now you're here. And something is asking a question you don't have an answer for yet. Who are you when nobody needs anything from you? The world calls it a midlife crisis. Therapists call it a transition. The Stoics called it the only moment that actually matters. And in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you how to use it. Here's what we're doing today. 7 Stoic principles. 7 moves that Sigma women who never quite fit the mold, women who think independently, who feel too deeply and pretend they don't, can use right now. Not motivation, not mantras, moves. Because here's what nobody tells you about the chaos of midlife. It isn't a breakdown, it's a breakdown of the old version. And that's exactly what has to happen before something stronger gets built. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. These weren't men who had easy lives. They were men who had impossible lives, and they wrote down exactly how they survived them. Today you're going to take their tools. Let's go. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Epictetus, your friend group shifted. It happens in your 40s. People move. Priorities change. Someone you thought would be there forever quietly drifted, and you noticed. Not with anger, with this low, aching awareness that you've been carrying people who weren't carrying you back. Social media made it worse. You see the brunches you weren't invited to, the trips, the inside jokes from a group chat you're no longer in, and the old you, she would have worked harder to be included, posted something witty, reached out first. Again, the Sigma response is different. The Sigma response is, this space is now available for something better. This week, audit your energy the way you'd audit your bank account. Ask one question about every person you spend time on, in person or in your head. Does this person fuel me or drain me? Not, are they good people? Not, do I have history with them? Do they fuel me or drain me? Epictetus was a slave. He owned nothing, and he built a philosophy of complete inner freedom. His secret was simple. He stopped needing people who weren't there to give. You don't need the pack. You need the right few. And right now, even one is enough. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius, your job restructured and your role disappeared, or your marriage ended, slowly, then all at once. Or your body started changing in ways no one warned you about, and the doctors said that's normal for your age, like that was supposed to feel okay. The chaos is real. Don't minimize it. But here's what chaos does to most people. It takes their attention and scatters it across 100 things they cannot touch. The what-ifs, the should-haves, the what will people think. A Sigma woman doesn't eliminate the noise. She narrows her focus like a camera lens, zooms in on the one thing directly in front of her. Every morning this week, before your phone, before the news, before anyone needs anything from you, 5 minutes. One question, written down, what is the one thing I can control today? Not 5 things. 1. Marcus Aurelius ruled the Roman Empire, one of the most complex, volatile systems in human history, and every single morning he wrote in his journal, not to the world, to himself, reminding himself of the one thing he could actually hold, his own mind. That's not weakness. That's the most disciplined thing a person can do when the world is on fire. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Epictetus, someone in your life, Family, a co-worker, an old friend, keeps crossing a line you've drawn, and you said something, calmly, clearly, twice, and they nodded, and they did it again. And now you're in a cycle. They push, you explain, they pretend to understand, they push again. Here's what the cycle is actually about. Every time you over-explain, you signal that the boundary is negotiable, that if they find the right argument, the door opens. Sigma women don't debate their limits. They enforce them. Quietly. Once. The next time someone crosses a line you've already communicated, you don't explain again. You act differently. Less availability, shorter responses, physical or digital distance, no announcement, no speech, no passive-aggressive post, just a new reality they have to navigate. Epictetus didn't write manifestos about his boundaries. He simply didn't give others access to what they weren't prepared to respect. Your silence isn't punishment. It's information. And information delivered calmly is more powerful than anger delivered loudly. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca. The text didn't come. The promotion went to someone else. Your adult child said something that cut deeper than they knew. Your partner forgot something that mattered. And suddenly your nervous system is doing that thing, that spiral thing, where one moment becomes evidence of everything, and everything becomes proof of the worst story you've ever told about yourself. You're not dramatic. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do: find patterns, assess threats, protect you, but it's using old data. The version of you who needed to brace for impact, she was smart to protect herself then. You don't need her running the show now. When a feeling hits hard, don't fight it and don't feed it. Name it like weather, not "I am devastated." But devastation is moving through me right now. There's a difference. One is identity, one is information. Seneca watched friends die, watched his career fall apart, watched emperors he served turn on him. He didn't pretend it didn't hurt. He practiced seeing the feeling for what it was: temporary, passing, not the final word. You are not your worst hour, you are what you do after it. There is a version of this conversation that tells you find the right support system, the right community, the right person who finally gets you. That's not wrong, but it's incomplete, because if your stability lives entirely in other people, their approval, their presence, their consistency, then you are never more than one loss away from collapse. The Stoics believed in one thing above all else: virtue is enough, meaning the development of your own character, your discipline, your honesty, your courage, your judgment. That's the only foundation that doesn't crack under pressure. Pick one skill this month, one. Something that builds you independent of anyone else's participation. A language, a physical discipline, a craft, a financial skill you've been avoiding. One morning commitment, 20 minutes, non-negotiable. Not because it will make you lovable, not because someone will notice, because every morning you show up for yourself, you send a message to every part of your brain that has ever doubted you: I don't outsource my foundation. Amor, Fati, love your fate. Not accept it, not tolerate it, love it. That sounds like spiritual bypassing when you first hear it, like someone telling you to smile through pain you didn't choose. But that's not what it means. It means, what if the thing that broke you is also the thing that will define you? Not in spite of its difficulty, but because of it. The layoff that felt like failure that pushed you toward the work you actually want to do. The relationship that ended that finally gave you space to hear your own thoughts. The diagnosis that changed everything, that also changed your relationship with time, with your body, with what actually matters. You are not the version of yourself that existed before the hard thing. You are the version being forged by it. Tonight, before sleep, write down one sentence: the hardest thing in my life right now is sharpening me for t. You don't have to believe it fully yet. Write it anyway. The Stoics called this the premeditation of difficulty, not pessimism, preparation. and preparation is how ordinary people do extraordinary things under impossible pressure. You're not behind, you're being prepared. Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. Marcus Aurelius, social media will tell you that your value is visible, that if people aren't watching, it doesn't count, that your progress needs witnesses, that your pain needs an audience. This is the most dangerous idea of our generation, because every moment you spend performing your life is a moment you're not living it. Sigma women don't build for applause. They build quietly, consistently, with the kind of patience that makes ordinary people nervous. They understand something the algorithm can't measure: compound growth. 1 year of 20 minutes a day, every day, in the right direction. Do the math. It's not dramatic, it's not romantic, it's not viral, it's devastating in the best possible way. Once a week, pick your day. Sit down with one question: did I evolve this week? Not, did I perform well? Not, did anyone notice? Did I evolve? Did I choose the harder right thing over the easier comfortable thing even once? That's your metric. Not likes, not feedback, not external validation. Marcus Aurelius wrote his journals entirely for himself. He never published them. He never intended to. They were private conversations between a man and his own standards. Those journals changed the world, not because he performed them, because he lived them. The Stoics understood something most women in their 40s have spent a lifetime being told to forget. You are not your circumstances. You are your response to your circumstances. You don't control whether your body changes, but you control how you talk to it. You don't control whether people stay, but you control whether you lose yourself trying to make them. You don't control whether the world sees your value, but you control whether you show up with character anyway. Midlife isn't the beginning of the end. It's the end of the beginning. It's the first moment in your life when the noise is loud enough that you can't ignore the signal anymore. And the signal is this: you were never broken. You were never behind. You were being prepared for a version of yourself that the younger you couldn't have handled. Silence isn't emptiness. It's space. Restraint isn't giving up. It's precision. And becoming unbreakable isn't about never falling apart. It's about what you do with the pieces. Here's what happens next. You don't just watch this and scroll on. You take 15 minutes tonight, just 15, and you pick one of these 7 moves. 1. The one that hit differently. The one that you felt in your chest instead of just heard in your head. Write it down. Make it specific. Make it today, not someday, because information without action is just entertainment, and you didn't come here to be entertained. When you've done the work, come back and drop one word in the comments. The Stoic concept you're taking into this week: Amor, Fati, restraint, virtue, focus. Just one word. I want to see it. And if this resonated, share it with one woman in your life who needs to hear it right now. Not a crowd. One person. That's how unbreakable spreads. I'll see you in the next one.